I'm going to walk and talk you through Xero in 2024 in under 15 minutes. We take a deep dive into the dashboard, the business section, the accounting section, the contact section, and I'll teach you how to do a bank reconciliation in under 15 minutes. If you're new here, my name is Rachel. I'm a disruptor in the accounting industry. I own my very own rapidly scaling business, and through that I work with over 800 small business owners. Part of that job is lowering the barriers to entry for financial education by creating completely free, accessible, consumable resources like this, where you can follow along with me and learn more about Xero. In today's video, we're taking a deep dive into what's new on Xero in 2024, or if you are new to Xero in 2024, this is the video for you. Let's take a tour around Xero in 2024 to build and keep your financial confidence. Let's go. Okay, so as soon as we log into Xero, this is the screen that you are going to see. And so I'm just going to kick off by walking and talking you through the different elements that you're going to see at the top of your screen here. So the dashboard is your place to be for all things business insight. Your dashboard is the place that you see as soon as you log in. It's got all of your quick ticks, so bank account, things to reconcile, accounts watch list, and invoices owed to you. If you want to come back here and you want a deep dive into how to customize and curate your Xero dashboard, you can check out this tutorial, which is me holding your hand on how to customize it. So as soon as you log into Xero, you've got everything that you need at your fingertips. So the dashboard is the place that you build to make sure that as soon as you log in, you've got everything that you need in front of you at one given time. So it's a really great place to see what's going on with certain different accounts, what your bank account is, how many items you've got to reconcile, your cash in, your cash out, bills that you need to pay, bills that are owed to you, and expense claims. Again, loads of customization options available, and here is a deep dive. So the dashboard is the place to be. That's where you've got everything in one place. The business section is actually, I love when I work with clients, the way I explain it is the business section is the part of Xero that we use to run the day-to-day workings of your businesses. So this is where we look at how to raise invoices, how to create quotes, how to do sales overviews, and how we process purchases. So the business section is the day-to-day running on the inside of your business. The accounting section is one step on from the day-to-day running of your business, and that's where we're looking at the high-level accounting reports. We can customize all of these reports, so as soon as you click on accounting, you've got access to the right reports at your fingertips. But the accounting section is literally the accounting side of your business. So once you've done the tasks on your dashboard, you've done the tasks on your business, we can then move over to accounting and see exactly where you're at. The next two sections will only be available if you subscribe or if you need those services and you pay for them on Xero. So again, we've got some overviews on projects and payroll, which I'll link to my Xero playlist here. So if you want deep dives into payroll or projects, you can do them separately. But for lots of you that are on the standard or basic plans of Xero, you won't have access to these. And then again, contacts does what it says on the tin. The contact section is where we find everybody that we're looking for all in one place. So we can toggle customers, suppliers, all contacts to have a contact list. You can contact everybody from Xero directly. We can send statements to remind people to pay us, but all of those contacts are in one place. So that was a whistle-stop tour of the top level of Xero, what you can see as soon as you log in. Over here, the plus button is the really easy quick tick place to go if you need to do something. So if you need to add something into Xero, we click the add button, and this is where we can create invoices, so sales invoices, bills, which are purchase invoices. We can create a new contact, we can create a new quote, a purchase order, a journal, or a bank transaction. So if you are in Xero at any time, and if I just show you, I can go anywhere in Xero and that button does not move. So anywhere that I am in Xero at any time, I can click that plus and go straight in there. So the plus button is where you can add anything to Xero at any time. So next up on the right hand side, we have the search bar. This is where we can click in and search for anything within Xero. This is one of my favorite functions. We can basically search the whole of Xero for specific keywords. So if you want to know how you coded something last time to make sure you're coding it to the right place, if you bought something like this computer keyboard and you're like, I love it and I want more, but I can't remember where I got it from, you could search the word keyboard, find the contact, and then shop with that supplier again. So this is a cross Xero search bar. So that is literally pulling through banking data, anything that you've coded, any descriptions that you've put in, or amounts. So if your accountant at the end of the year asks you what something was for, you can just come straight into Xero and search for it as well. And then finally, we have got the help desk, and this is where we can search for support from Xero. So any questions that you've got, frequently asked questions or slightly obscure ones, we can search for in the Xero help to get resources from Xero, video tutorials, and ask any questions. So we've covered off lots of the different sections of Xero. And again, if you want a more in-depth deep dive, you can actually check out this video, which is where I cover 80% of Xero in under half an hour. But in today's session, I'm covering off the high-level basics in 2024. If you are new to Xero in 2024, or if you'd like to know what is new in 2024. So the only other thing that I want to take a bit of a deep dive in and show you is actually within the bank reconciliation. So we're going to the dashboard, we've curated our dashboard, you have followed my tutorials, and now you are ready to start reconciling your bank. So within Xero, Xero uses open banking AI technology to connect your business bank account straight into Xero. It does that through a bank feed connection, and so your task as a business owner is to go through the transactions within Xero and reconcile them. So once you've told Xero what those transactions are, that's when we can start moving into the business, accounting, and payroll tabs to then start running reports and seeing exactly where you're at with your business. So for every single transaction on the left-hand side, we want to categorize it. We need to tell Xero what it is. And so within the bank rec screen, we can split these transaction types into a couple of different options. So straight away, you'll be able to see the difference between some of the transactions because some are green and some aren't. The greens are the really easy, quick ticks. This is where you've told Xero one side of the information and the bank is telling Xero the other. So on the right-hand side, we have got a sales invoice that we've raised. So we've said Ridgeway University, we have raised an invoice for £6,187.50. And then the bank is telling Xero that 3 days later, the same customer paid us. So Xero is suggesting with the green, suggesting that we match them together. And so once you've common sense checked it, we can literally see that the reference is exactly the same reference. So green means that Xero is suggesting that it's a match, but I really like that we still have to manually say okay. That gives me a lot of comfort when I'm doing my own bank rec. And so we click okay. The next green suggestion is the same, but in reverse. So we've posted a bill to Truxton Property Management, and then we've got a payment going out to Truxton Property Management. The date is the same date and the amount is exactly the same. And so once I've common sense checked it, I'm gonna click OK. So the first type of transaction that we see on the bank is a green transaction, where it is suggesting something based on information that we've already got in Xero. The next type of transaction that you'll see is one like this or one like this, where when the OK button appears, Xero is suggesting something to you, but this is not green. Xero goes green on the bank rec when something inside Xero already exists to create a match, but it is white with an OK button if, based on AI and the historical data that you've told Xero, it can automatically predict what's going to happen. And so bank fees are a really good example of this. So if every single month a small nominal amount between £10 and £20 goes out of your bank to your bank, and in previous months you have coded that transaction to Ridgeway Bank, coded it to bank fees with the bank reference bank fees, the next month Xero will suggest that you do the same, and that's exactly what we can see here. So again, once I've common sense checked it, I'm going to click OK. Exactly the same here, but slightly different with a rule. So we've coded and created a rule in Xero before that says whenever I pay money to 7-Eleven, I want you to categorize it using this rule. So once we've common sense checked it, we can click OK. The next type of transaction that I want to talk about are transactions where the OK button doesn't appear. Xero hasn't seen this before, and there isn't data within Xero that can help us to solve that question. And so we actually have to manually create that transaction, but it's still super simple. With Xero, we're going to answer 3 key questions to reconcile a transaction. We need to answer the who, the what, and the why. So if I take this one as an example, this is an agency, and so let's say this was for marketing fees. I'm going to say the who is Smart Agency, which is already set up as a customer. So I can just click OK. We've got Smart Agency. I think this is going to be for some marketing fees, and so I'm going to code that to advertising and marketing. And then under the why, I'm going to put brand campaign. So within Xero, it is so simple to code transactions, even if they are brand new to Xero and Xero doesn't know what they're for. We just need to answer those 3 simple questions: the who, the what, and the why. Once we've done that, you'll then see that the OK button appears. So Xero only gives us OK as an option once it's got all of the data that we need in order to click reconcile. And so that was a bit of a whistle-stop tour into the bank reconciliation screen, but then you'll be able to understand how once we're pushing those transactions into Xero through the dashboard, through the bank feed, you can then go through the business tab, you can go through your accounting tab, and you can then start to report on the different elements within Xero. If you've done your bank rec and you would like a deep dive into reporting on Xero, you can check out this video where I do a deep dive into all of the reports on Xero, how to customize reports, how to curate this list so only the reports that you want to see get shown to you, and the reports that I, as an accountant and as a business owner, want you to be running to make sure your financial well-being is a 10 out of 10 at all times. There you have it. We have done Xero in 2024 in under 15 minutes. As always, the very best way to say thank you and to support me as a creator is to hit the subscribe button on this video, give this video a thumbs up, and let me know in the comment section what you thought and what video you'd like to see next. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today, and I hope to see you again very soon.